are live. What's up, fight fans? This is Counterpunch with Counterpunch Boxing News. And I have some new news concerning everything under the sun that concerns boxing. You guys see the thumbnail, the lightweight division is on and popping, right? We come in, I'm gonna let you guys load. I do apologize in advance about the Canelo Joshua comparison, which I will do later on today when I get to where I'm going. However, if you guys understand how snow works, I'm 3 hours from where I need to be, so I needed to get there. So I need to make like a bread truck and haul buns. If you guys take a look at it's snow, and it's not Christmas time. This is straight winter action. This is not common in Dallas. But I wanted to show you guys, so before this shit sticks, because it looks like it's not going anywhere anytime soon, I need to make like that bread truck and haul buns. So I'm getting out of here. So I was actually going to do the live comparison, the Q&A of that there at my hotel room, but I decided, let me get the hell out of here. So so we had to go. Jim Brown, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Mr. Is it Ariel Will? Can't see that as well. Hi, bro. From UK. Counterpunch. Dean. Counterpunch to you, brother. Yeah, I'm trying to get somewhere fast because I don't want this to stick and I'm on the highway and I hit a patch of this stuff going 60 or 70. So I'm going to go about 50. Fabian, what's up, brother? I know, get out. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get out like the movie. You know what I'm saying? On Pulev. Yeah, man. Pulev was tripping. If you guys haven't seen or heard about Pulev, Kubrat Pulev and his promoter, you know how the promoters speak for the fighters, of course, right? Or his co-promoter or whatnot. This cat says and claims that Kubrat Pulev, he was positive for coronavirus, like the pneumonia stage. Jay Rodriguez, right? And said that's why one of the complications of his performance was because he tested positive for the coronavirus 3 weeks before the fight. Like, dude, come on, bro. Give me a break with that shit. Iweli, I don't know. That's a good fight because Ortiz will fight Pulev at a long range. And you know, someone like Ortiz is always looking for the counter. So that'll be a very dangerous fight because, you know, Ortiz likes to fight on the inside. You know, I think it would be one of them fights of the year, honestly, because those guys are at a stage in their career where they ain't got time to fuck around. And I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking about Ortiz. Ortiz is a guy that he's lost back-to-back. Well, not back-to-back, but he's lost to the same guy. You think about it, an undefeated fighter like Ortiz that's accustomed to being undefeated gets beat by the same guy. And you know he beats himself up over that shit from catching that right to the face. Right? He's going to come out like a hungry mad dog. You know? So many addresses on Instagram for you. I ended up sending the link to your Facebook. Fabian, okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out when I get back to ATX. Povetkin will KO Ortiz. That could happen. If anybody, I'll say this. If anybody's in better shape, I think Povetkin is. I mean, pre-COVID, mind you, pre-COVID. Because we don't know what type of shape the coronavirus is going to leave Povetkin. How will he recover? Let's hit that like button. Damn, we got snow everywhere, dude. We got snow all over the place. And look, I woke up, it wasn't that bad. I should have left an hour ago. You know what I mean? I'd at least been like damn near halfway where I needed to be. Because I'm still in like the Dallas area right now. And this shit's thick. This shit's looking like pre-Vermont. If you guys know anything about Vermont, it's up north, very up north, near Canada, very, very cold. And it snows 8 months out the fucking year. I know, because I went to school there. and I was like, what the hell? You know what I mean? And it's kind of, you know, people say, oh, snow's beautiful. Well, not if you ain't dating nobody, it ain't. You better get you somebody that you've met before it starts snowing like hell, because you ain't going to meet anyone. Wyatt has a good chance against Ortiz. I don't know. Yeah, but vice versa. See, fights that you don't know the outcome, that's the fights we need to see in the sport of boxing. And we need to see them again and again. And then when we see them, and if it's a good enough fight, run it back. That's if it's a good enough fight. You know what I mean? And a lot of people gave me stick about the Dillian Whyte versus Chisora rematch, because I didn't want to see that. The reason I didn't want to see that fight is because there were so many other fights that could have happened in the sport of boxing, especially in the heavyweight division at that time. A lot of fights could have happened, and they didn't, you know. And when you start throwing fights in there like that, like, oh, it's a good fight to have, because it was a very entertaining fight between Whyte and Chisora. But like, I would want to see Ortiz and Dillian Whyte. Give me something that we haven't seen. Yes, it's going to be a good fight. Yes, people will be entertained. But look, the progression of boxing as a whole, I don't think it helps at all. I don't think it helps at all. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, make these damn fights happen. And look, those guys should have fought in 18. Right? Those guys should have fought in 18. And that shit didn't happen. You know, I have my suspicions on why, and I believe that. I believe Al Heyman just had Luis Ortiz as a tough enough opponent for Wilder to boost his profile, you know. Andre Rodriguez, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. What about the forgotten man, Joseph Parker, or the other, Mr. Char, Manuel Char. I know I've seen his name. Dude, let me tell you something. Parker is still credible. Char is not. You know what I'm saying? He's just too long in the tooth. He's been waiting around for a particular, whatever. You know what I mean? That WBA, you know what I'm saying? Based off, okay, why would you want to be a champion? Or what good of you being a champion when you're not fighting anybody? You know, there is no opposition if you ain't fighting anybody. That just doesn't even make sense. Yeah, Emmanuel Char, dude, like, dude, when was his last fight? 3-4 years ago? Did he fight recently? I don't know, man. Tony and Ward. I'd have to probably edge it, and I don't like to go against Andre Ward, but I have to edge it to James Toney, because James Toney was so hard to hit. However, Andre Ward is a massive body puncher, you know, and he's very durable, and he's very, very competitive. Andre Ward, he might not be the hardest puncher, but you don't have to be. Everybody thinks, oh man, these hard punchers, these guys, you know, they get laid out, they're known, and they get a reputation for knocking people out, period. Cool, I get that, but if you can't do that to the top guys, you just got punching power. You know, that's entertaining, sure, but I mean, if you can't do those same attributes, pull that off with someone worth the shit, what good is it? That's why Andre Ward, you know, he was awarded pound for pound the best when he was around. Why? Because he took out the boogeyman. Kovalev was the fucking boogeyman. Kovalev was undefeated. Kovalev was that killer crusher. Kovalev. He was killing people, man. Kovalev, man. Or he killed the person, unfortunately. You know? And he was the boogeyman. He was that guy everybody was afraid of. One that beat the piss out of B-Hop. I mean, before Joe Smith. You know? Yeah. Did you ever bumper ride like at the fair, yeah, shit was fun. Exactly. That's what I've always told people. Your skills aren't impressive unless you can beat another elite fighter. Legend of all sheet. Absolutely. Because see, Tony, man, he has that catch and shoot already cocked. So he comes and, you know, even when the heavyweight, and he shouldn't have been there. And I think if you look at Tony now, James Tony, you can tell the residual effects from being punch drunk. And he didn't get hit a lot. But it shows you that he shouldn't have been in the heavyweight division in the first place that long. I'm all for like testing yourself, but he made a career up there. Yes, he stopped Evander Holyfield with a body shot, but understand, this was an old ass Evander, okay? This wasn't an Evander that was stopping Mike Tyson. After James Toney stopped Evander Holyfield, he said shit like, I used to watch you on TV, man. Love you, dog. Love you, dog. You know, I mean, that's the most love you're gonna get from Tony. You know what I'm saying? So Tony had to show you, 1980, cool, that he respected him, but he stopped him. You know how hard it is to stop Evander Holyfield? Dude, that's a hard thing to do. I don't give a shit how old he is. But he was a diminished fighter by that time, though. You have to be real. But James Toney shouldn't have stayed at the heavyweight division. He shouldn't have. Yeah, he fought way past his time. That's why he's the way he is. You know what I mean? Another fighter that wasn't originally a heavyweight, though. He was a cruiserweight. You know? But not saying he couldn't compete. You know? So again, that, you know, involves Usyk, you know, modern day. So it is what it is, man. I think that James Toney fought for way too long in the wrong weight class. Period. This is going to be like a 4-hour ride because you have to be mindful that this shit might stick in it. But snow ain't as bad. Now if it was sleeting, this would be a totally different situation. Be slipping and sliding all over the place, unless the snow gets thick. It gets some layers on it. If it gets some layers on it, that would be another legend of all sheet. AJ gonna stop Fury anytime. Hey, I got some good content to bring out, man. You know, I've been working. You know, I got up, you know, what do you guys think of Adrian Broner? Adrian the problem. Solving that weight problem. Temporarily. Tony was such an awesome fighter. I was a kid when I started. Thanks to him, Tyson, I got my first AM fights in my life. I pissed my dad off in the process. Halim, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Yeah, let's hit that like button. We got 35 on the chat. We're driving in a damn near like a snowstorm. Well, this is more wet than anything here. Okay, so that's good. I can drive in the rain, but the snow and shit mixed. You don't think Broner's got it anymore? Well, I do think at this point of Broner's career, I think it's all motivating about money. The motivation is money, 100%. Tyson got to be everyone's idol. Not everyone's idol. You know, Tyson is loved by a whole bunch of people. You know what I mean? Just for him being him. That's one unique thing about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is loved just by being him, his crazy, unique, very, very eclectic self. You know, but again, you know, when you got people that love you, you're going to have them haters too. And I'll tell you one in particular, Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen is a Mike Tyson hater. He hates Mike Tyson. I don't know. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is it's envy. Because, you know, Chael Sonnen he has his own podcast. It's nothing like Mike's. He had his own MMA career and talked a lot of shit. Nothing like Mike's. He doesn't hold a candle to someone like Mike Tyson. So any chance that Chael Sonnen gets, he talks shit about Mike Tyson. Vic, the heavyweight division will be shit in 5 years, more than likely. You know what I'm saying? Unless we got somebody that's going to come back and replace these fighters, AJ and Wilder. You know what I mean? Because even if you look at somebody like Jarrell Miller in America, you know, Michael Hunter, I don't think will do it. He's just not. Michael Hunter should be selling rent-a-cars or some shit. No disrespect to him. It just doesn't seem like he has the spirit of a fighter. Not saying he can't fight. It's just not the ideal image for a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was so easy to drop him from Matchroom when he didn't accept whatever the deal was for Eddie Hearn that gave him. And he said it wasn't enough. Well, you know, even though he had a draw with Povetkin, doesn't matter. He's not unbeaten. You know, he's been beaten by Usyk. No, yeah, but 5 years from now, even Jarrell Miller, guys like that. Jarrell Miller, man, he'll be 35. Talking about cheeseburgers. The Netherlands, Vladimir Fonseca. Please, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate your support. Keep watching because I'm going to keep dropping them. Absolutely. What's going on in the 147-pound division? The same thing is going on in the heavyweight division. And yes, I did a Floyd Mayweather. You know, Errol Spence. You see, you have Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao, and Terrence Crawford. You have the three champions, right? And you know, just like you had in the heavyweight division. But Manny, I don't know what the hell Manny's doing. You know, Manny needs to drop that belt if he's gonna fight celebrities. Leave it up to people that really want to be champions. If he wants to be like Floyd and he wants to follow that model, that base model of celebrity, fight the celebrity, make, you know, the cash grab, take care of your family. And when I mean his family, I mean all the fucking Philippines. Yeah, get money like that. Real money. Let's let the pups continue. Absolutely, Jim. You know, let that shit be that. You know, because there's a lot of people that could fight for those belts. I mean, a lot of people. You don't have to be Manny. Oh, I have the WBA. Okay, dude. You know when he got the WBA belt? That shit has been over a year and a half now. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I understand the corona and all that, but dude, let that shit go. People are still fighting. Cockney 68 from down under. Keep grinding. Love you, fella. Appreciate you, brother. How's Australia these days? The old outback. What about Kale? Should he retire or does he have a few more fights in him? I mean, he has some showcase fights he can do. His focus should be Amir Khan, so they can have their reckoning once and for all, so he can at least complete that cycle in boxing. But there's a lot of things that didn't happen in the sport of boxing. I was really thinking about fights that could have happened that didn't happen. And one that comes into mind, David Tula versus Mike Tyson. Remember that fight? That fight would have been massive. Ika Barabucci versus anybody else besides David Tula and Chris Berg, because that's who he knocked out. But mind you, both undefeated, both very difficult. David Tula knocked your freaking head off. Chris Berg was impossible to hit, and he threw punches and bunches with blinding speed for a heavyweight. Okay? Yeah, he should fight Kell Brook. They should get this man, give those guys $3 million, $4 million apiece, right? Split the purse, 50-50. They both taking losses, right? Amir Khan, he has more countries behind him, so he can get $4 million. Kell Brook could get $3 million, right? And let that fight happen. But yeah, I would love to see those guys fight. But Amir Khan, you know, he's made a lot of cash. He's made that bread. Teofimo Lopez, I think he should keep climbing. You know? I think Tio, though, he needs to understand, like, don't focus too much on the business, because when people try to act too much like Money Mayweather, they forget who Pretty Boy is. Now, I understand what he did and this and that and the other, but Teofimo Lopez, he is turning, if you notice, he's turning into Money May. However, Money May, when Floyd Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya, he turned into money. Okay? His stock rose, skyrocketed, because he beat the guy that was the guy. But understand there's something about Floyd. Floyd had enough following, had enough haters, had enough lovers, but had enough, TMT, hashtag, you know, he had this built-in obnoxiousness. If you look at Floyd Mayweather's old rants and build up to his fight, he was fucking annoying. People hated that. I mean, people really hated that shit. You know, so they looked in admiration to see who was going to beat that kid. You know what I mean? Look at the Ricky Hatton build up. Look at the Oscar De La Hoya build up. He was acting like an ass clown. But it was obnoxious enough for people to dislike him. That's all he needed. So he had it. You know, does Teofimo Lopez have that? You know, I mean, he says, hey, I'm going to be a dick. Well, we got to see how much of a dick he can be, because he's going to need that to become that Money Mayweather status, to become that guy. Kalen Simon, counterpunch to you, brother. Nah, you know what? Anthony Joshua becoming like Floyd Mayweather, I doubt it. Cause see something about Joshua. If he's like anybody, he's kind of like, he's a guy that he takes a lot of shit, but then he'll say something eventually. He ain't gonna just be mute on everything. Some things he won't even respond on. He'll wait. Remember when he got beat by Andy Ruiz? Who was the first one to talk shit? Wilder. Did he say anything about Wilder right away? Nah, he didn't. He didn't say a word. He just laughed and shit, rode bikes and down in Manhattan and shit like that, and just lived it up, you know, enjoyed the rest of America, and, you know, played basketball with the fellas and shit like that, and let them roast him and shit, you know what I mean? He waddled in it. But when it was time, Deontay Wilder got beat, that's when he said, oh yeah, the things I could say, I'm not, but I think you're a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so Joshua, I don't see him being like that. He's just like something, he's just different. Damn him back in the ring. I want to see him back in the ring with somebody credible. See, it ain't Dillian White's way to be, it's not his thing to be stagnant. You don't want Dillian White to have a tune-up fight. You don't know what the fuck a tune-up fight is. Right? He doesn't even know what that is. Yeah. Waco. Cool. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard Singapore put a bid in for it. You know? I don't know, man. Brandon, I don't know. Charlie Torre, counterpunch to you. I don't know when Loma's going to get his next shot. You know? But it just shows you should have put that shit in the contract. You know, like, things like that, man. You have to ask yourself, and he has to really look at his team at that point. Why the fuck did you put this shit in the contract? That just doesn't even make sense. So I don't know what's in store for Loma. But one thing I wouldn't do if I'm Loma, I wouldn't let someone like Teofimo Lopez dictate my career. I wouldn't do that shit. Because, you know, it's almost like Teofimo is suggesting. Anytime when someone suggests something, that means that's what they would want you to do. Like, Teo wanted him to go back to 130. But I'm like, dude. You know, but I'll say this, man. Teofimo Lopez, he's on top of the world, but I think he can't stop now. So he's like, oh, people have to bring things to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does it bring to the table? Like, dude, I don't think he's there to that point. Because Lomachenko wasn't any kind of cash cow in forms of revenue. He didn't make that type of revenue. You know, you got to beat somebody with that star power. Now, when he beats somebody like Ryan Garcia, okay, cool. Because he does have a following. You know, but these are all fresh young guys. Count Drago. Belichick beats Valdez. He fights Shakur. Good fight. Appreciate the super chat, brother. You know, that's going to be a good fight through and through. Is the focus bad or just my Wi-Fi? I don't know. I think it's pretty clear here. It's pretty clear here. I mean, not the weather, but the camera. It's pretty clear. Watch out for Joe Joyce in 2021. Everybody got to watch out for the juggernaut. That big bastard. You know? Who was my favorite character in the Rocky movies? Off the top of my head, Paulie. Paulie was my favorite character. He talked shit. He wouldn't bout shit. He was envious. You know what I mean? He was brash. He was a drunk. He was a gambler. You know what I mean? But he was Paulie. Everybody like tolerated. They knew Paulie for Paulie. I think that was Rocky 3, I think. When he got drunk and he started going around and seeing Rocky posters. He went into an arcade and he seen a pinball machine with Rocky on it. And he fucking threw his whiskey bottle at the damn thing and shattered it. Yeah, it was Paulie. Second would be Apollo Creed. I liked Apollo Creed. No, actually, I'm using some software on my, I use my computer actually. But most of the time I'm on the go, so I'm not gonna wait to get out content because I'm not at home. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that shit. And Kurt, you and Showbiz need to collaborate one day. Two of the best boxing channels. I appreciate it. Hell, y'all watch Showbiz all the time. His live streams are killer. They're classic shit. His live streams are like classic shit. You know, it's a regular day in the park. for him, but you know, he's known for those live streams. But like collaborate with that, I don't think he'd have a problem with it. I just think like our time schedules would clash, because I drop videos daily. If you don't see me drop a video, something's wrong. Like seriously, something's wrong. You know, I've been attacked again. You know, you guys didn't hear shit from me for like 2 or 3 weeks, but then I started another channel because I was attacked. Stuff like that, you know. But as far as like content wise, no, Showbiz the adults the shit. And then he's genuine. He's him. He's himself. He's trying to be like nobody else. The quotes are classic, right? The live streams are legendary. Yeah, it's a good channel. So I want to chat Kurt. Hold on a second. Let me take this exit before I start reading. So you got to know when to read shit driving. I've mastered the art of this shit. Pattern ahead. What the hell is the pattern? New traffic. Okay. Oh shit. Here we go. Oh, you know what? That's preserved for UFC stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be preserved for UFC stuff. I had I wouldn't say a misunderstanding with one of my editors, but it was one of those things where the channel's supposed to be doing a lot more than it's doing besides just sitting there. You know, but I'm so busy with boxing that, you know, I have to take the time to do it, because at the end of the day, if you have 2 channels and certain times in your life, you have to understand that nobody's going to do something or anything but yourself. If you want something done, you got to do it yourself. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to get help as far as that. So that being said, I will definitely get that off the ground with the MMA, the UFC, you know, and that good stuff. And I think, because I put a lot of work into that channel for those 3 weeks that I did, because that's the only thing that I could do. So I had time to post that type of content, you know, especially about boxing, because that's round 2, you know, that's the sequel. And the sequel will include the UFC. Like, I have some UFC stuff here every so often, but it's not. This is boxing here. AJ will retire at 50 wins. I doubt that shit. Please, LDBC channels. 8 for deluded people who don't know shit about boxing. Well, I don't know necessarily about the channels. The channels, they have narratives and they push agendas. Okay. Do they know about boxing though? Some of them do. A lot of the boxing knowledge revolves around the narrative, so it's kind of hard to really appreciate the knowledge that they have, because they're so busy pushing narratives to the point where you're like, okay, I can't watch this shit all the way through. Now, as far as the people that watch those channels, there's a lot of people on the LDBC that come to these channels, to my channel, to hear what I gotta say. And once they figure out that, and see, understand, other channels, they already say, oh, well, I have an agenda. So if someone that you watch and they say something about another channel, well, that channel has an agenda, it's propaganda. Well, that's what you're gonna think, especially if you don't watch the channel. But a lot of people come here to see it for themselves. The people that come to see it for themselves, you know, I salute them, because those are the people that think for themselves, that don't listen to someone else and take their word for cash value. You see what I'm saying? Then they come over here and they're like, oh shit, this dude ain't what I heard he was. Okay? AJ is retiring in 5 years, so maybe we'll have 30 fights. No. AJ ain't gonna have 30 fights. 30 fights, some motherfucker made $1 billion. 30 fights. Based on the way he gets paid. Kurt, you chat about all boxing from other countries, those the first U.S. boxing. Well, that's what it is. You know, I have an audience that's abroad. So you can't talk about shit that's in the USA, especially when the USA doesn't even have the, like, boxing is not even a premier sport in the USA. You know, it's a sport, but it's not a premier sport. It ain't like UFC, football, basketball, etc. It's not like that. So, yeah, it is what it is. You're younger, but your excitement and love for the sport reminds me of my late father. Oh, man, that's what's up. That's definitely a compliment. It's just something. It's just something. Somebody asked me, I forget who it was, like, well, why do you like boxing so much? It's like, who's a problem? Salute Kurt and the rest of the gentlemen from the city of angels. Javi, go, counterpunch to you. But yeah, it's just love for the sport. You know what I mean? That's why I would listen to somebody like Teddy Atlas, because I love listening to his podcast, because he has knowledge, he has past knowledge, past experiences, hands-on with different fighters, anywhere from Junior Jones to Michael Moore to Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? This guy has it. To George Foreman. You know, he has so many different stories that someone like Teddy Atlas is a guy that I can sit there and just listen to for 4 or 5 hours. Easy. You know, give me a little something, you know, like a water, maybe even coffee. I don't even really drink coffee like that, but I'm drinking one now because I forgot my concoction at home, which I will, you know, when I get back to my apartment, I'm going to shoot it down the pipe, okay? Halim Boston, appreciate you. This is the best channel. Kurt is the best channel on YouTube, or from the USA. Nice. Appreciate you, man. Old school people truly knows the knowledge of boxing. That's it. Uncle Arthur, what's up, brother? Counterpunch from the UK. The UK is in the building, people. Can't disagree with Atlas, though. He is a true master. Yeah, he's been there. And you know, he does it his way. I mean, look, why do you think somebody like Andy Ruiz? I don't think Andy Ruiz is a guy that likes to be someone to tell him something. You know what I mean? On that note, though, I don't think Manny Robles is a guy that likes to enforce his instruction on people. So I think that was a recipe for disaster anyway. I'm going to do a video about that. But back to Teddy. Teddy Atlas is a guy that, hey, he wants you to do something. Not only does he want you to do it, he wants you to do it with respect, with the quickness, right? Right now. He wants you to do it with great urgency. Atlas is a straight talker. Yeah, he will give you stories. I remember, I think it was the 11th round of, I forget who Junior Jones was fighting, but he was preaching to Junior Jones. He's like a boxing coach / preacher. Junior Jones got knocked out. You know, but it wasn't from the passion of what Teddy Atlas was giving him. Maybe he gave him the enough, he gave him the passion enough to keep those rounds that he went through before he got knocked out. Well, dude, it's raining, but it's sleeting. This is ice. I don't even think this is snow anymore, which is bad. Because if that ice sticks, it's going to cause people to slide. It's going to cause people to wreck. And I ain't trying to wreck. I just got my car painted. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's Topantine. Yeah, it's going down. Let's hit that like button, guys. Let's smash that like button. I know, right? Appreciate you, JB. I'll try to be careful. I'm going, you know, slow, moderate. Oh yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson was a kid from the streets, man. You know, he loved the ladies. I love the women. I had lots of women. I wanted to see them. I wanted to fornicate with them. And he brushed up on Atlas's niece. You don't do shit like that, man. You know, I mean, Mike said he was sorry after that. I mean, but he was fucking 15. You know, okay, let's look at it this way. Wouldn't it be annoying and aggravating as fuck snowing in Madrid for the first time in a century? Wow, Casa calling. Crazy. But imagine someone coming to you and you did something when you're 20 and you're fucking 50. You know, that's the last thing you want to hear. And you know that's not the same everywhere. They don't do that shit with everybody. You think about Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg has been on hundreds of fucking interviews with people. Another boxing fan, by the way. Mark Wahlberg loves boxing. He played in The Fighter, Mickey Ward's story, right? Him and Christian Bale. Great movie. Check it out if you haven't saw it. But Mark Wahlberg was a kid. He got in all types of shit up there in Boston. Sorry, in Boston. Max Bear all the way, Andre. He made racial slurs to some Asians. Fucked up their business. Got locked up for it. Right? That was a felony. He got years ago. Nobody don't really talk about that shit. So imagine somebody's coming at you after you've done all this, all that, right? You've acquired fame. You've rose to a whole different level, right? And somebody wants to ask you about some shit you did when you was 16, 17, 18, 19. You know what I'm saying? That would be aggravating. They don't do that shit to people like Mark Wahlberg. Mark, tell us about the incident when you were 15. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm talking to you about my next movie. That's why Mike cussed that reporter out. Because Mike and his publicist was there in Canada, right? I know you guys saw it. I've covered it a couple times. You know, I watch it just for shits and giggles sometimes. Most of the time, I'll put it on. I'll probably put it on after the live stream. But Mike goes off on the dude because he's promoting his theatrical play, right? He had a Spike Lee, he had a play that he was going from place to place, right? A traveling play. And he was on stage. He was telling him about his story and his life. And he's trying to promote the play, right? Because he's going from place to place, letting people know about his life. And then this motherfucker brings up, oh, you're a convicted felon. This might hurt his campaign if you meet the mayor. What do you think of that? You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Why would you say some shit like that? That's just dumb. That's just dumb on so many levels. Don't do nobody like that. You know? That's just not right. It's not how you do shit. Lee Foster, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. UK in the building, according to that flag. Oliver McCall was the sparring partner of Mike Tyson. Halim Boston, that he was actually. And in fact, those were some really good sparring sessions. And a lot of people don't understand the skill set and the potential that Oliver McCall had. He was the first one that beat Lennox Lewis by knocking him out. You know that, right? And really the rematch was not really warranted or not really truly revenge because Oliver McCall wasn't fighting. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with Oliver McCall. Was he... I hope he's better now. I haven't heard from him in years, right? I haven't heard from this guy in years, but he didn't want to get in that ring. I don't know. I hope it wasn't drugs, right? But if I had to guess, I would guess that he was threatened to be in the ring. He was threatened. Because, you know, that was Don King's fighter. I think somebody threatened him to get him and to make him go in that ring, and he just didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been, look, he was on drugs. I mean, he was previous, but then, you know, you could tell the ring walk. Look, now that's the ring walk you have concern. Right? That's the ring walk. Not the Wilder one, not the Joshua one. They ain't got shit on Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall walked out and was just... I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? It was the weirdest shit ever in the history of boxing. And they got some weird shit that went on in the history of boxing. But, dude, I tell you, that was some weird stuff. Yeah, you know, he made people get in the ring. You get in the ring, baby. I'm going, you're going to come up missing. You're going to come up in the Lincoln stinking, baby. You better do what I tell you to do. Do what I tell you to do. Okay, baby? It's going to be a checkmate for you when you finish, okay? Only in America, baby. Shit. Didn't care. Kurt, people don't know about Don King. They don't. Because Don King came in like... Understand, Don King is in the same generation as Bob Arum. So needless to say who won, or whose longevity in the sport of boxing was longer. Bob Arum. Because he's still a top promoter. Don King is not. But Don King had his reign. Don King did some Suge Knight shit before Suge Knight. Suge Knight got that shit from Don King, people. If you guys don't know who Suge Knight is, try Tupac. Ask Tupac. Ask Dr. Dre. I hope he's recovering. Ask Snoop Dogg. Ask him about Suge Knight. That kingpin consortium. I run shit. I have power. Therefore, I'm corrupted. The Joe Show. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Iron Mike and King ate the same room. Oliver McCall almost got destroyed by Don King, like Witherspoon was half a dozen years before. Look, he destroyed people. You know, he used those fighters like fucking horses. He used them, abused them, washed them up, and fucking kicked them out. It took real men to get out of the grasp of someone like Don King. That's some real shit. Guys like Mike Tyson, guys like Bernard Hopkins. These guys were able to get the fuck away from Don King. That shows strength. You know what I mean? That shows a lot about a guy. Because Don King got fighters, sunk his teeth in them, and they weren't no good after that. Look at Larry Holmes, George Foreman, Muhammad Ali. Come on, man. You know, so, no, Don King was a beast, man. Don King was a monster. You know, he was a freaking monster. Well, yeah, I mean, he shouldn't get any credit for that. You know, in fact, I think they should have changed that win from Lennox Lewis to a no contest. So Slotello presents. You're absolutely right. I think they should have changed that. Certain things should be changed in the history in the sport of boxing. I mean, you know, that deserves it, and that deserved changing, because I mean, he didn't do anything. Like, what did he really do? What did he do as far as beating the man? The man wasn't even fighting him. Obviously, the man didn't come to fight. You know what I mean? And when he did come to fight, he knocked Lennox Lewis the fuck out. That's true. You know. And I know Lennox Lewis, you know, no disrespect to Lennox Lewis, you know, and Lennox is pissed at me. You guys know that, right? And he might be listening right now. I mean, it is what it is. But it's one of those situations where Lennox Lewis, the only revenge fight he actually should get credit for is Hasim Rahman. He only had 2 losses in his career. Hey, that's saying a lot with the guys that he fought, you know? But was he the most popular heavyweight? No, he was not. You know, he wasn't. I wanted Mike Tyson to knock him out so bad, because honestly, for me, I wanted David Tua to knock him out, and Lennox Lewis boxed David Tua for 12 rounds. And might I add, he did a better job at boxing David Tua than Anthony Joshua did in boxing Andy Ruiz. It was that dominant. So you can't say the man is not gifted. Oh, he's gifted in skill. But is he that guy? I mean, with the heavyweight division, what it was, and this is the problem. This was the problem. By the time the Klitschko's came into power, right? Lewis was hanging the gloves up. You got a taste of that Klitschko, and he didn't want no more bars. Right? And then Mike was already done because he beat Mike. So those were the top American fighters. And I know Lennox Lewis not even American. And that was probably another problem about Lennox Lewis. He wasn't American. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of bias and discrimination towards Lennox Lewis because he was not American. But from Holyfield, Bo, Tyson, Moore been gone. Okay, because Moore got shut down when he went up against Tula, which was a mistake. 48-second KO of a mistake. But they didn't have any more American heavyweights. We lost in the football. We did. We lost in the football. Michael Grant, no. You know, Michael Grant, you know, I mean, he was a decent fighter, but when he stepped up in opposition, he got knocked out. Michael Grant was a big boy too. I mean, he would whoop a normal novice fighter, but not when he stepped up. So yeah, the Klitschko's, they reigned because we had a lack of heavyweights. We haven't seen an American heavyweight that was dominant in a long time. So when you look at people like Wilder is the representation of at least something, or of hope of an American heavyweight. But I mean, he just got dethroned. Yes, Lee Foster. Don King is very much alive and well. The motherfucker has the gift of resilience and longevity. He ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that don't die easy. Think about it. Don King, what, he's about 88, 89. Bob Arum, Fidel Castro, he's dead now, but how old was he when he died? He was 90 fucking years old. Dude, if you live to see 90 years old, you have some resilience. I don't know if that's really a good thing or a bad thing. You know, I guess if you're just, you know, afraid of death kind of cat, it's like, oh no, I don't want to die. But, you know, because everybody does. But at the end of the day, those kind of guys don't die. Like Donald Trump. Donald Trump will live until he's about 100 years old. I mean, some people just don't go nowhere. You know, they're like the sitcom of the bad guy, and the bad guy never goes. He always lives. That's what keeps the series going on and on and on and on. And while the series is going on and on and on, and time is passing, he's wreaking havoc on people. Right? So some people just don't go anywhere. And Don King is one of them. Trump cloned himself. Yeah, the good die young. You're absolutely right, brother. You know, I have my own philosophy about that, but, you know, I don't want to get too deep into those things away from the sport of boxing. I think Muhammad Ali died a little too fast, honestly. 74 years old, man. I remember in 2016 when Muhammad Ali died, there was a lot of stuff going on at that time too. That just made it worse. That was the big thing. Like 2016, 2009, those were like years you'll never forget. I'll never forget. Muhammad Ali died in 2016. Been damn near 5 years now. Wow. And it felt like my father dying. It felt like my father dying. It just felt weird. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I know what it's like to lose a parent because my mother passed. Right? So I know what it's like to lose a parent. And I know the feeling it's like when I lost my mom. It feels like all you have, you don't have anything tangible. Everything is, how do you say, spiritual. Everything is thoughts, feelings, emotions, pictures, letters, text messages, voicemails, nothing tangible, nothing you can just put your hands on. Well, when Muhammad Ali died, I felt that same way. All you had was videos, fights, interviews, poems, speeches, You know what I mean? Pictures, especially with the world we're in now. I mean, you're going to see a lot of it. And you've seen that. You've seen Muhammad Ali everywhere. You've seen him everywhere except in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it felt like that. Like, dude, this shit is crazy. This is different. You know what I mean? And my mom dated Muhammad Ali. That's crazy. My mom dated Muhammad Ali. You know? Like, little trivia question. My mother dated Muhammad Ali. I have a friend of mine. He's like, hey, you Ali's kid. You say that shit. That's why you look like it. That's why you like boxing and shit. That's what it is. Well, you know, no, this seriously. You know, Muhammad Ali was a ladies' man. You know, I'm not talking down on him. I'm just telling the truth. Something that he knew, something he confessed. He was a ladies' man. He loved the ladies. He didn't drink. He didn't fucking smoke. He was a Muslim. He didn't do any of that stuff. But the natural desires of a man to be a man, like David in the Bible, he was that guy. He was that dude. You know what I mean? He was that dude. So, you know what he said? He said, well, I don't, in an interview, Muhammad Ali said, well, hey, what do you say? I don't condemn people for certain things because, I have my own shortcomings. Kurt Ali, that would be cool. Call me Cassius. You know? But Ali is more than just a boxing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jason Peace Mark. You know? Absolutely. He is more than that. He's, a figure. A father. A brother. A husband. A public speaker. He was so many different things, when it came to a humanitarian. That's why Muhammad Ali was a guy that he changed the bar. He changed it forever. And what I mean by that is he didn't just stay in this, category of, hey, I'm a Muslim, I'm this, I'm that. Yeah, he was a Muslim. At the, when he passed, he was a Sunni Muslim. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like an enlightened, more dedicated Muslim, on a higher ranking spiritually, right? So he talked to all walks of life. He didn't just hang around Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam. No, he figured out like, yo, doesn't matter what color you are, because the Nation of Islam was actually a front. It was a front. It was like, hey, stick with us. We'll give you security, because people were getting discriminated against and all that stuff. And it fed off of young, scared, black or mad, black people at the time. So a lot of people joined the Nation of Islam because of that. And they had, and then one thing about when you segregate a particular group of people, you can get them to believe anything. And then one thing they failed to realize is, like, if you're Muslim, that has nothing to do with skin color. You know what I'm saying? So, that's one of those things that Muhammad Ali pointed out later on in his life. But that's learning and knowing and growing, of what is real and what is not real, what is right and what is wrong. But he hung out with everybody, Martin Luther King and the Beatles, and he was one of those guys that he wanted to really make a difference, and he was a likable character. He was very opinionated, but that's what made Muhammad Ali Muhammad Ali. Definitely. Would you let Layla Ali punch you in the face for fun? Hell no. I would let Layla Ali kiss me in the face for fun. How about that? Fuck that. Punch me in the face. Girl 6'2". She's like 6'1". Girl punch you and bust all this shit up. No, dude, no. That's not gonna happen. No, I wouldn't do that. No. I know, right? Allegedly. I ain't say kiss me in the mouth. You know what I mean? Kiss me in the face, not punch me in the face. No, for fun. No, hey, I got punched by Layla, my sis, my big sister. And really, she's not. Well, yeah, she's older than me, but you know, yeah, she loves me. Kurt, what's your all-time favorite comedian? Ooh, comedians, man. I don't know because there's so many. You know, you got Richard Pryor, Red Fox. I like Sinbad too. Sinbad is one of my, you know, because he's a cleaner comedian. He's a guy that you can bring and you can take to a family, you know, local church members, and they can watch comedy without being offended with shit, fuck, damn, motherfucker, shit, and suck it and fuck it and good night. You know what I mean? Dave Chappelle's a good one. Dave Chappelle raised the bar for certain skits, so that was his thing. His stand-up is good, but his skits are better. You know what I mean? And one thing about Dave Chappelle, he's no sucker to things in our society. So he's a little bit more than a comedian. You know, even though a comedian, they have their own opinionated ideas and views. You know what I mean? Could I beat Wilder in a street fight? I don't know. Probably. You know, and that's a street fight. Maybe. But it depends on what, like, understand, street fights don't last long. They don't last long, people. They do not. Kay and Peele are good. Yeah, they are good. I like those. Like Aaron. Where's Balaki? That shit was, yeah, that was really, really funny. You know, really funny. Who gets the first hit and normally wins in the street? That's it. Aaron. Minnie, who's pissed, you know. But I mean, you know what though? Honestly, that skit, it might be funny as shit, but there are people like that pronounce shit fucked up. I mean, normal stuff. I know I murder people's names from time to time. From all over the globe here, Counterpunch Boxing News, the community, but it's certain shit that people would say that they have no business saying if they were educated the right way. And that shit kills me. And like, let me give you an example. This is one of my pet peeves. Library, right? Spanish. Biblioteca, right? Library. In America, you have fucking people that say library. That shit absolutely, it makes my blood boil. Your list of comedians seem biased to black guys. Caucasian comedian. Andrew Dice Clay was good. I don't know. I mean, I don't. Didn't mean to be, but I mean, but who was a good stand-up comedian? You know what I'm saying? That was like a white guy. Not that there's none, but I liked Andrew Dice Clay. You know what I mean? He was just like this dude that was like, hey, I'm Andrew Dice Clay over here. You know? Bill Burr, he's okay. He's okay. Like he like, I like one of the I like one of the stand-ups he did. He was dating some black girl like on 132nd Street. She's like, it's all good. He's like, is it all good? I'm scared like shit. You know? What do you got? It's like 30 black guys on 138th Street. I don't belong here. Shaniqua. Yeah, that was some funny shit. Andrew Schultz. I don't know Andrew Schultz. Because see, most comedians that I knew that were white, like I love John Candy. John Candy was the shit. Like one of my favorite films is Uncle Buck. Adam Sandler, but see, look, here's the thing about Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is more known as a actor. You know? Hey, you guys remember Adam Sandler in The Cosby Show? Yeah, Martin Lawrence, he's okay. He's okay. He's not my top favorite. So, but no, like, Robin Harris was one of my favorites. Chris Serrano, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Yeah, Eddie Murphy, you know, he has classics, Delirious, Eddie Murphy Raw. You know what I mean? He's talking about going back there. I like his impersonations. He does his brother real good, naturally. Yeah, he does some good combination. I mean, some good impersonations himself. You know, I can't wait for Coming to America 2 to come out. Chris Farley, John Belushi, Animal House, dude. Come on, man, those are classics. But like, if you guys tell me if Eddie Griffin, he was okay. You know, Bernie Mac. Yeah, Bernie Mac was the shit. But understand, people have their, you know, God bless the dead with Bernie Mac. It's sad. Died in 08. He was great. Richard Pryor, of course, he was like one of the top. Because Richard Pryor gave birth to guys like Eddie Murphy. Red Fox, then Richard Pryor, then Eddie Murphy. You know, then you got the other guys. You know what I mean? Martin and Chris, what's his name? He dated Rosario Dawson, the lucky bastard. I forget. Chris, what's his last name? Fuck. Respect, Kurt Bless. Eric Watkins, counterpunch to you. So, Sami Ali, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. But no, I mean, like, are there any, like, badass stand-up white comedians right now? And not even right now. I mean, in the past, mostly the white comedians like Dan Aykroyd. Think about it. Chevy Chase, classic guys. John Candy, classic guys. Steve Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like, were these guys known for their stand-up? Chris Rock. There you go. Thank you, Mike. I don't know why I couldn't remember his last name. Cheech and Chong. But I mean, they're not known for stand-up. They're known for the fucking getting high movies. Up and smoking. Things are tougher all over. Nice dreams, that's it. Yes, Fury is a comedian for thinking he could KO AJ inside 3 rounds. You know, that's going to be one hell of a fight when it happens. Keith Thurman is a great comedian too. I like how he never fought Errol Spence. Classic. I got something to show you about Keith Thurman here in a second. As a matter of fact, hang on a second. Hang on. All right, I'm back. I just had to drop another video. So, about Keith Thurman, actually. Yeah, Kevin Hart, he's okay. Kevin Hart has a certain audience, and I like where they're going with him because Kevin Hart is the kind of guy that can... Oh, George Carlin. Now that is one. You know, I mean, Kurt likes Paul Rodriguez. Paul Rodriguez, he was cool. Now he did some good stand-up. I remember a couple of his. Carlos Mencia, I didn't really watch him. But, you know, Paul Rodriguez, yeah, I watched his stuff. And George Carlin is the white goat. You know, George Carlin was funny. I remember him in Car Wash. I never forget, like, he was doing this, George Carlin was doing this stand-up. And we were laughing. Like, then he got on, like, religion, and I had to turn it off. So it's like, you know, was, Carlos Mencia was a joke thief. Oh, I think I remember that with, you know what, Joe Rogan. You know, people forget about Joe Rogan. Mencia was the worst. I wonder what the hell is he doing now. Oh, Carlos Mencia. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was with my cousin. He started talking that shit. I had to turn it off. I was like, this guy. You know what I mean? He been getting high with what's his cat's name from the Beatles? Damn. Not Bob Dylan, but I forget his name. Not Paul McCartney, but I forget his name. Sami Ali. I don't know what's going on with that. Ringo. That's it. Jim Brown. Ringo. Was the Ringo Starr? No, the other one. The other cat that married the Japanese. John Lennon. There you go. There you go. John Lennon. I don't know why I can't remember these guys' name now. Ringo Starr. Check out. Probably the best sketch comedy ever. All these sketches about Rick James, Prince characters, Clayton Bigsby were hilarious. Yo, Igor, I seen some shit that was hilarious. You know how, like, the Trump supporters, they stormed the Capitol, right? Somebody photoshopped fucking Clayton Bigsby in there. That shit had me laughing for like a minute straight. Because, I mean, Drew Titan's Passion of Love game. I hope he dies in a car fire. I hope he dies and wrecks and dies and burns up in a car fire. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here. You over somebody that got beat up. Get the fuck out of here. That just shows your demeanor is evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would go to that extreme for something that you can't even prove anyhow. You know. Layla Ali beat Clarissa Shields. Bon Qui Qui. Yeah. If they were to grant it the same age, it would be a good fight though. Because Clarissa Shields ain't no bitch, but she's not a power puncher either. She's not as big either. Look, Layla is big, dude. Motherfucker's like 6 foot tall. Clarissa Shields about 5'9", 5'10". She ain't no little chick, but nah, she ain't, you know. But she'll give her a fight though. Cisco Perez, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Yeah, Slotello presents. Broner is actually a funny dude. Yeah, he has that kind of cocky, brash, he has that cocky, brash, kind of dark humor, because certain people would get offended by that. Kurt versus Fanon debate would make millions of pay-per-view. I don't know about millions. You know what I mean? And it really depends on what platform it's on. You know? And you know, like, if me and Fanon had a debate, like, what platform would it be on? That's what people don't realize. It's like, okay, if I come on the Fanon show and we talk, right? And he, you know, he StreamYards me into his live stream and we have it out, which something I doubt will ever happen, because those guys, I don't think they want confrontations like that. Maybe Blue Blood would. Maybe he would. I know Aki wouldn't. Those guys, but Blue Blood would, because he was on a panel. But then again, you have to agree to be on certain panels with other people. Would only say you're a casual and don't know shit about boxing. I mean, unknown name. He couldn't say that, because when I break it down to him, you look, when someone calls you a casual, you have to show them that you're not. Now, if they're just blocking you just to say shit and don't let you speak, well, I think that's against the rules of debating. If you won't let a person talk and you mute a person, why the fuck do you have a channel? It doesn't even make any sense. You know, so that tells you that's along with an agenda of people that just want to peddle for money. You're not peddling to give and take, or you're not engaging in conversation with a person because you want and you care about their views. You just want people to agree with you, therefore you get paid for it. No, agree with what I say, Super chat me fucking money and get the hell on. Listen to me. I know best. You guys come to my channel because I know best. That's that. That's how they do it. Boxing Ego, perfect example. You say something and ask a subjective question. He will get pissed off and, oh, you know, you're trash, block you and shit and all this, that, and the other. You know, see, at least somebody like Blue Blood, you'd have to actually say something to Blue Blood for him to get, like, you have to say, oh, you're trash or this, you know what I mean? Say something derogatory. But Boxing Ego, you know, he'll block you. Aki, he'll block you because he doesn't want that type of questions on that platform. Because if you got a bunch of people believing the same shit, the last thing you want to do is corrupt their minds with the thing called the truth. You know what I'm saying? Sarah's Brotherhood, too rough tonight. Yeah, look, it's snow everywhere. Everywhere. He's a decaf. Fucking decaf. How wouldn't you cope? How wouldn't you cope? Shit here. One thing I don't like about Austin, the roads. The roads are terrible. They just go away. And they're getting worse. Well, Tuppentine, yeah, he would. I mean, especially when you're not throwing super chats and shit. But he knows not to pull that shit with me because I'm asking him genuine questions. You know, especially when it's something in a general idea. Like, you know, I'll make a statement. He'll read the statement, you know. But see, the problem is it's not really a lot of those content creators. It's the moderators. The moderators will do that. If they don't like you and they don't like what you say, they have the power to do that. So you don't want to have like 100 people that have wrenches because they might not like something that you're saying and they'll block you. That's why I encourage people like, hey, yo, you know, block people, get people's ass off the channel that are trying to do something illegal that fucks with the channel, not an opinion. The opinion can get counterpunched. That's what it's about. It's about interaction. It's about expressing people's opinion and hear what people have to say. Versus, oh, you're saying something that I'm not saying, so I'm blocking you. Now you've been blocked. Now you've been blocked. Damn, something, casual ass fan. No, dumb ass casual, something like that. Dumb, illiterate, casual ass fan or some shit like that. No. Something casual ass fan. I know that. The CAF is casual ass fan, the CAF. I don't know what the rest of the shit is, you know. Sam Langsford versus Gene Tunney. Gene Tunney. How do you become a moderator? Well, in the moderating thing, I have to moderate you. Well, spammers and perverts. Absolutely. Jim Brown. Do a great job. Excellent job. That's how you do it. But, you know, people get that shit carried away. You know, they get to blocking people. Oh, I didn't like what you said. Block. You know, and then like, especially if you have hundreds of comments, you know, it's kind of hard for me to see it, to even see what they said. You know, that's why I like doing live streams on my computer, because at least you can see what was said to make the determination to show it or not. Harry Potter. You know something? I've never seen Harry Potter. Adam Cram. I do believe that. Well, yeah, Bon Kiki, I think he would, because he's only gonna fight people. He ain't like Andrade he hasn't fought anyone in a long time. Greenmont Avenue, counterpunch to you, brother. Andrade will still be undefeated in 2021 because he won't fight anybody. I'm just cleaning my my windshield. It's ice everywhere. It's not necessarily getting slick, but don't push it, you know? Yeah, I never seen any of the Harry Potters. However, I did work with Daniel Radcliffe on a show in whatchamacallit, but I didn't watch the shit. Chain with Ice. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. You need to watch Harry Potter on weed. John Stewart, have you ever seen it on weed? Well, I would agree with that. PBC and LDBC, those guys, that's what they do. They cater to PBC fighters because PBC fighters are what? American fighters. They cater to that promotional company, that network. You know, they cater to those. Yeah, I mean, I would see that. Andrade versus Triple G. Look, Triple G got to fight some fucking body. Come on, man. You know, like Triple G has became, to me, he's became the opposite of what he used to be. What's that song? I'm half the man I used to be. He's that fucking guy. He's the opposite. You know, give us a fight, dude. Give us a... Boxing is bleeding for fans, thus door was open for the PBC or for the LDBC. Damn, this is... I never thought the snow would be this thick. This shit's bad. Sort of got a deep voice, sound like the All-State commercial guys. Yeah. Those guys, those are some tough fucking bastards too. You say what you want about the demographic or their urban lifestyle and shit, but take a punch. Making it to Waco. So here we go, guys. Big white top rank, big Queensbury. Nobody's talking about Adam Kalnaki. Well, Adam Kalnaki's on the redemption list. Oh, and by the way, if not today or tomorrow, someone has been added to the list of the redemption list. It has been updated. There's a new person that joined that list, that infamous list, that list that leads for improvement. Okay, great. Damn. I feel sorry for somebody that's trying to go to Fort Worth because you can't even see the street. You can't even see the street. Dude, is it? Dude, it's like, it's white. Look at this shit, guys. Look at this. This is my view. Uh-oh, sorry. You see that? You see nothing but white. Snow. Look at that. Snow everywhere. Because you can't see the lanes. Yeah, this is bad. Especially when it comes to yeah, it's dude, this is Texas. Ha! We have less snow here. Yeah, it's crazy. Man, I'm in Liverpool. We are lucky to see dusting of snow. Oh, really? I thought it snowed all the time over there. Yeah, I'm trying. Glad the highway opened up. Jam on brakes for excitement. Yeah, that would suck. Cisco Perez, keep your eyes on the road. Kurt, you shagger, man, you. Best life, counterpunch to you. Stavern versus Lovejoy. I don't know. Is it a fight that's going to happen, or it already happened? Because if it already happened, I didn't see it. Now, if it's going to happen, I wonder why Stavern is still fighting. He may be broke. That's the only thing I can come up with. But of course, you know who remains Stavern. You know who his promoter is, right? Don King. All in America, baby. You know you're rich when you have money to pay off fighters. Because Felix Trinidad sued Don King for 30 million. Like 30 million bucks. Okay, what is he doing to that chick? Like, is he... Okay, that was weird. I seen a cop when he was behind this lady. It looked, I don't know if he was like patting her down or what. It looked weird. Weirdest things that go on in the life of snow. Enjoy watching most southern people try to drive in the snow. Yeah, that shit's bad. I knew a guy by the name of Hector Roman. Hector Roman was from New Jersey. He moved to Louisiana for work because he worked at General Motors. Him and his family moved to Louisiana. They didn't see snow for maybe 10 years, maybe 5-10 years. They moved back to New Jersey. The funny thing about it was the funniest shit ever. He said, man, I fucking moved back to New Jersey. I moved back there. And, you know, the funniest fucking thing, it started snowing, and I couldn't fucking drive in the snow no more. I wrecked my fucking car. Oh. Are you sure? Are you on your way from work? Yeah, I'm on my way to work. You have winter tires. Well, that's how you do it. My winter tires are as bald as Holyfield. Damn, that's a bad thing. Yeah, he wrecked his car, best life. He wrecked his freaking car. He didn't know how to drive in the snow no more. He'd stay down here so long because we didn't have that shit down here. Not like up there. Charlie Torres. I don't know about that. I think I would give Billy Joe Saunders a good chance against Canelo, especially Canelo now is a free agent. Free agent, I think the perks are released from him maybe. Just Canelo is a good fighter. You know? He is a good fighter. He did beat Callum Smith. You know what I'm saying? Damn. I'm not even in Waco yet. I'm like 32 miles from Waco. That's like halfway from where I'm going. It's crazy. But of course I am going like 60 miles an hour. Now the UK has taken over Mexico. How so? Billy Joe fights like Floyd. Well, there you go. Who beat Canelo? Floyd. But Billy Joe would be a very big problem for Canelo. Canelo would have to try to counter. He'd have to do that. He'd have to time his punches. You know, coming from a southpaw, a bigger southpaw like Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah. In case I can't drive. And I'm doing the best that I can. I'm saying you could be the man for the job. Yeah, Lee Foster. And I believe Billy Joe. And Billy Joe ain't going to fight Canelo without him being 100%. That's the important thing. Preparation. Having the wisdom to know not to take a fight when you know you're not right. You know? That's why he didn't take that fight. Like, look at Callum Smith. Callum Smith wasn't at 100%. He didn't have enough fucking time to train. Well, it is Lanny Lotta. And he couldn't fuck with Lotta. Needs his own limo. That would be nice. I'll probably get a limo driver that has a heavy foot and shit and run us off the road like Pinky. From Friday. Oh, Friday part 2 and 3. Overrated. He is overrated, but I mean, Demetri Andrade, he needs a shot. And these guys are flying in this shit. Like, I'm not flying in this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get there on time. Mike Tyson, the godfather of boxing, he really is. I'm gonna give you an offer you can't refuse. I want you to fight that fucking guy. Because that guy wants to fight you, and I think you want to fight him. So I think you guys motherfuckers need to bring this shit together so we can make this shit happen, because there's no reason that all you young motherfuckers are not fighting each other. You're not fighting, man. Come on, let's get the best fights. Let's get the best fights. Canelo does that a lot, and you're not giving his opponents a full camp. I don't like that. I don't like that shit either, because it shows arrogance, for one. You know, this motherfucker trains year round, and that's what they do. They train Canelo. Canelo trains about 7-8 months out of the year. Hell yeah, he'll have an ashtray with a big ass blunt on one side of the arm of that lazy boy, and then stroking a damn pigeon. Pigeon high as fuck. Yeah, I love my pigeon. But my pigeon knows more about boxing than these motherfuckers know about boxing. Gamboa is a sick boxer. Gamboa is he's more of an athletic boxer. And if anything, you notice Gamboa, he's good, he's quick, but his biggest attribute, I think, was his power and his physicality. He was a physical fighter. He's athletically gifted. To be a short, stocky, Mike Tyson looking fucking guy. You know, understand, he hurt Terrence Crawford when they fought, right? That was a prime Gamboa. Not this Gamboa these fucking guys are fighting at damn near 40 years of age. I ain't talking about him. That's a totally different person. He's not the same person now. Pulev voice and imitation. Yeah, Pulev is, I don't know. Now he had Corona, guys. If you guys didn't know, Pulev had Corona. That's why he didn't beat Joshua. What the fuck? HBO was the best fights. HBO was the shit. HBO was the brand. If you were fighting on HBO, you were doing something. Fanon is going to start ranting again about you. He does it anyway. He called me a liar one time. I had to counterpunch him back. I ain't heard shit from him then. Well, I've heard a lot of things he said about me, which is cool. Whatever. I say shit about him too. You know, I don't have any problem with that. Just don't try any slick chicken shit stuff where you can't use your mouth, because your mouth, your voice, your opinion, your platform is your weapon. If you do anything else besides that, you're a fucking coward. That's the only way you can really look at it. You start running to YouTube and trying to get your channel shut down, that means you're really a threat to them. That means they're losing and I'm winning. You know, they need a solution to the problem. Like, yo, we need to shut this fucking guy, Kurt DeVille, with Counterpunch Boxing News down. He's a black guy that don't talk the same shit we talk. In fact, he tells them why he doesn't talk the same shit that we talk. Those type of things, you know, like, you gotta run to YouTube? Nah, I don't respect that. But no, he can talk all the shit he wants. That's what he's supposed to do. We're rival channels that talk different shit. That's why we're rivals. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't take that shit to heart, because I know as long as I have a voice and an opinion and a platform, I can speak my mind. That's your weapon. Comatose C, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Good evening to you. Good evening, Kurt, Nikki, Blue Eyes, Austin. Counterpunch to you. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. Been here a while. I'm just cruising in style. The slap of his life. Nah, the only reason I slap Fanon has to do something physically to me, which, you know, you'd have to run into him first. But if a man ever slapped me, I'm gonna beat his ass. You know what I mean? You slap me like, what? You don't slap men. And look, slapping someone is very disrespectful, especially men. You don't slap a man. Sorry, I haven't been on here lately. I lost my great auntie who was caring for, died of COVID just after Christmas. Needed a minute to get things together. Nikki Blue Eyes, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, it's a tough time. You know, my prayers go out to you. I hope the family's well. You know, and see, what people don't understand about aunts or aunties, they are the second thing from parents. You have your parents, your grandparents, then next in line is what? Your uncles and aunts. You know, so I do understand. I know what it's like to lose uncles or aunts, especially when COVID, because COVID is one of the things, like, you think, could it been prevented, you know? So, no, my condolences, definitely. Yeah, that shit sucks. I had a cousin that passed, and it's weird because he was so much older than me that, you know, you want to call him your uncle. But he died of COVID, and he was 87, though. One of the happiest men on the planet. One of the best men I ever met in my life. You know? New Orleans will never be the same. So, you know, everybody, you know, post something for Nikki, because that's a weird time. And, you know, everything gets weird when someone passes, because you don't have those times to go over and talk to them, you know, or speak to them. And I remember a good friend of mine said this one time. She lost her mother, and then she lost her mom, I think in 05 or 07. Well, I lost my mom at 13. Well, she told me something, and it's always stuck with me. She told me this. She said that when you sleep and you have a dream about someone that passed, remember those dreams, because those are the only way that person can communicate with you. You know, now, regardless if you are religious or you're God-fearing or whatever, that just stuck with me, and that's something that, like, I'm like, I believe. You know what I mean? Some things you hear it, and you're like, you know what? I can believe that. So Nikki, if you have dreams, if you're having dreams about your aunt, don't let a scientist tell you, oh, well, that's just your desire because of her loss. No, that might be a spiritual thing. You know what I'm saying? It might be something where, or a way, a window of speaking to that person again. You know, through your subconscious, you know what I mean, while you're asleep. You know, so look at it like that. Religion, like denominations, no. God-fearing, yes, of course. So like sermons and stuff like that, yeah, I listen to certain sermons from certain people, you know. Andre Rodriguez, one left jab followed by a straight right to you. Thank you, brother, appreciate your super chat. Say this in West Indian community, I've dreamed of many dead friends or family members. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only way, you know, they can communicate with you. I mean, what other way? You know? But no, Nikki, you know, again, you know, I'm sorry for your loss. Because nobody, especially when something like that, you know, nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that. At all. Nobody deserved for a nasty ass infection to plague the fucking world either. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I think I made it to Waco. So past Waco, it's kind of like Waco's the tip of the mountains on the way to Austin. David Tula versus Mike Tyson would have been a good fight. Them Samoans are huge. Yeah, they are huge. They're solid. Oh, you're welcome, Nikki. You know, I mean, I think that's what it is. You know, I haven't studied that at all. It's just when I heard it, it just fit. It just fit. You know, like, okay, that makes sense to me. You know, Tula versus Tyson, only good if we get a fully focused mind. Shit, if you get a fully focused Tula. Because Tula was a guy who was plagued with his own gifts. He had a left hook. Later on, he found out he had a good right hand. He had a strong chin. But that's not good enough. That's not going to win you fights, especially when someone knows that, hey, I'm not going to knock David Tula out, but I can beat Tula round by round. That's what some guys learn to do. Lennox Lewis, Ika Barabucci, Chris Bird. Who else beat Tula? All the top, well, not all the top guys, but didn't give us the fights. Yeah, well, I know it's just like he should have fought Lennox Lewis. That would have been a great fight. You know, I mean, those are one of those fights. I'll tell you another one. Julio Cesar Chavez and Roberto Duran. Those guys should have fought. That's why Mickey Ward versus Mickey Ward versus Arturo Gatti was so special. Why? Because those guys, you didn't think they were ever going to fight each other. That was just something that, hey, what if Arturo Gatti, the blood and guts warrior, takes on Mickey Ward, right? Mickey Ward is another exciting fighter. Wouldn't that be spectacular to see? They used to talk that shit up on HBO. It finally came into fruition. And it happened. I remember when Buddy McGirt was a trainer of Arturo Gatti. Arturo Gatti was the younger fighter. He was the guy that was destined to be the better boxer, right? Then Mickey Ward. Mickey Ward was a tough Bostonite that was ready for battle. Had a great left hook to the body. Probably one of the hardest respected left hooks to the body that you had in the business, especially at that time. Because he wants to get close to you. To beat Mickey Ward, keep him at a distance. Because if you don't, he's going to come inside. He's gonna pull that Alexander Povetkin shit on you. He's gonna throw uppercuts. He's gonna go from head, body, head. Mike knocks Tula out. That would be something to see. Riddick was one of the best ever saw. That's why I'm bitter. Yeah, Riddick Bowe was tough. Frank Bruno shocked Tyson. Even Frank Bruno shocked Tyson out? What does that mean? What does shocked out mean? Is that a term that I don't know of? I want to see Andrade jump divisions until he conquers. He's not yet a draw. No, Andrade's not a draw. He's never been a draw. That's the problem. Duran beats Chavez. I would love to see that though, because see, Chavez ain't gonna run from you. And that's the thing about Duran. Duran don't like chasing nobody. He quit a fucking fight because Sugar Ray Leonard was outboxing that guy because he knew, hey, this is the way you're gonna beat him. Riddick Bowe did better against Holyfield than Lennox Lewis. But understand, when Holyfield fought Lennox Lewis, that shit was... Holyfield, I don't know if he was missing a step, but he was starting to fade, I believe. Yep, Chavez did lose to Sweet Pea. He did. Mike Hall, you're right. Sweet Pea beat that ass. And they gave it a draw. But I'm going to tell you, the worst shit you can ever do is think you got away with a victory, because the very next fight, what happened? Well, Nikki Blue Eyes, I would hope it would, I would hope it happens, because I don't want to see a step aside for no reason. Usyk should get his shot. You know, Wilder should get his shot. See what I'm saying? I don't want Joshua. Well, he shouldn't have to drop a belt, but then again, he shouldn't even worry about paying a step aside money to Usyk if Tyson Fury don't even know who he's fighting. Who the fuck is Tyson Fury fighting? See, that's I don't know, that a lot of that's now becoming real fishy with me. So, because you have resisting people saying, well, no, he's not fighting because Wilder has his nuts in a vice grip. You know what I mean? Secretly. But it's like, you don't know what's going on. Tyson has to show us something. Yeah, he's pushing Joshua for the big fight because he knows that's the fight that's going to generate the most money. Promoters are not stupid. How much money do you think Eddie Hearn has made off of Anthony Joshua? Because of Anthony Joshua. He's made a shitload of money. He's made that type of retirement money for a promoter off of Joshua himself. Everybody else, here's the thing, the beautiful thing about Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn could be that dickhead promoter like Oscar De La Hoya was. Think about it. Oscar De La Hoya had Canelo. Right? He had Canelo. So since he had Canelo, he knew, well, I don't really need too much. So a lot of those fighters, he half-ass promoted. because he knew he had the golden goose. El Cinnamon. He had El Cinnamon. But Eddie Hearn ain't like that. Eddie Hearn knows who his top guy is, but he also promotes other people equally. Well, he's doing his job. He's on it. I still don't know if we made it to like Waco or yet. So I think we were in Waco. Are we in Waco? Everyone ducking white. Who's ducking white? I mean, there's people duck white, but who's ducking white now? Ortiz with KO white. There's a strong possibility that shit happens. So Ortiz throws a mean left uppercut too. So you got to be careful on guys, guys like that, and a right uppercut. You have to remember something. That's one of Ortiz's secret weapons. A lot of people don't know about Ortiz. Ortiz throws a mean uppercut on the inside. Ask Brian Jennings. Brian Jennings got caught with that uppercut, and he dropped like a sack of potatoes. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yeah. He did. Kurt, what happened at the Capitol today? They stormed the Capitol, Trump supporters and shit. Hollering USA and start breaking into the fucking voting registration building where they were counting the votes for the presidency. It was fucking mad. They say 4 people was killed, but it's like the way they broke in. Dude, you don't break into the fucking Capitol. You motherfuckers are trying to sack the Capitol. I told a friend of mine, I was like, yo, man, what's going on with those weren't Trump supporters, dude. If they weren't Trump supporters, they were pretending to be Trump supporters because they had like "Make America Great Again," Trump flags, waving that shit around. You know what I mean? Like, yo, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's a duck, baby. Dude, come on. I'm telling you, Kurt, Xavier Miller has got something up his sleeves. Hey, I've heard about that cat. I hope he does. Oh shit. Somebody already wrecked. Somebody wrecked. Yep, somebody going too fucking fast. You can't drive in this weather like you're fucking driving to work and you're late. You gotta take your time. There was a car like that was facing me. People had to dodge out of the way. This is crazy stuff. I figured I'd see something like that. But hey, it made all those fucking trucks slow down. All these trucks were passing me up. They were all like, oh, you slow bastard. I'm like, yeah, dude, you can't drive like that in this weather. The fucking snow is starting to stick. And it probably scared the shit out of whoever was in that Denali, because it was a Denali that was another hour and a half, but probably another 2 hours the way I'm going, because the weather's starting to stick to the road. So so I don't know, maybe about 2 hours, I guess. Yeah, Halim, I'm driving safe. That's what I know to do. The slower you can drive, The more you can take time to get where you're going. The more you can take time, especially when you're multitasking like I am, right? Yeah. Wonder if we witnessed a girl getting harassed by police officers. I don't know. I mean, that was weird. That was some weird shit. Ali went through so much in his career. He did. Bon Kiki, he did go through a lot of shit. Well, it's 2 hours to get to the apartment. I mean, I'm headed to Austin. So if you needed to back up, which heavyweight boxing would you take? Like back up? I don't know. It's a good question. Damn, this is crazy. Adam Grant, we love Dillian White. Yeah, Dillian White's cool. Shit, we have a lane that's turning into one. So let's see how good this does. I mean, I'm hoping I passed through the town and just didn't see the town or the city of Waco. I'm hoping that. I'm not sure. So I'm like, dude, if it's taking this long to get somewhere, it's bad. Because look, we've been on the live stream for like 2 hours. It takes 3 to get from Dallas to Austin. So that should tell you something about the speed I'm going. I'm going like 50, 60, 55, 60 miles an hour. Yeah, Halim, it is. David Koresh. That happened in Waco. You know, that shit happened right here. Oh, you know, it's like it had a biker shootout here too, about 4 years ago. You know, a lot of people were shot. A lot of people were killed. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I think now we were finally in Waco, but I hope nothing happened to the part where, because it's like I see a lot of traffic. The good news, I don't see anybody actually stopped. I just see people are going hella slow, which is okay, because that's what they're supposed to do. Yeah, Andre Rodriguez, yep. That's the David Koresh incident, where the ATF officers came in there and just started blazing and shooting and shit. And it wasn't like they said it was. It was like some shit where they shot David Koresh in the head, man. They executed that guy. But allegedly it was a lot of shit that was going on in that compound too. Spence, I mean, fighter of the year, I don't think it would be the fighter of the year. You gotta remember something, a lot of these fighters only fought once this year, or should I say last year. No, he wouldn't get a rematch. Chris Court. He would not get a rematch. Okay, yeah, I'm finally in Waco. It's crazy. I know exactly where I'm at now. Let's see the HEB, Waco. And, you've seen that house. No, I haven't seen that house. Now we're going 40 miles an hour. 40 miles an hour. I don't even think we're downtown yet. This shit looks crazy. This shit looks fucking crazy. PowerBook 2 was the best terrain mint produced in the U.S. so far during COVID. Oh, you mean Ghost? Yeah, I just finished that finale. It was pretty good. Kurt reminds me of Davis from Power. Method Man. Yeah, Method Man, that's my boy though. I'll take it. You know, and you look at Method Man, and you know, through his history of acting, as well as being, you know, a hip hop artist from the Wu-Tang Clan. He's done really good, and I'm proud of him. You know, because he went from like that shanking prison thug guy to lawyer from one of the biggest shows that's on television right now, the best shows that's on television, rather. $154, strong division. Really? Who's there that makes it that strong? I came to bring the pain hardcore to the brain. Method. Work hard, Adam. I thought it looked stupid. Radio Raheem here. Where the hell are you, Radio Raheem? How dare you to sit here talking about you don't know what I'm talking about, man? How dare you to sit back? You know, people been fighting for 400 years to this day. To this day. To this day. Shh. I'm out of here, man. You are helping me do my dishes. Adam, that's what's up. Oh shit. I hydroplaned off some ice just then. Radio Raheem here. You say your people have been fighting. Your people too. Your people too. Yeah, he got counterpunched, didn't he? Deontay Wilder counterpunched Radio Raheem. What do you mean? I explain it. I don't have to explain anything that's understood. Radio Raheem. You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's some big shit. Hey, that's some big shit right there. And you know, believe it or not, that outburst helped sell that fucking fight. Because people became involved that really don't even follow boxing that like that. Because of that outburst, people wanted to know the outcome. Yeah, Helene, definitely. Oh yeah, he has a truck. Kurt, I'm gonna relax now. Drive safely. Take noses. Nicky Blue Eyes Austin. Be safe and be absolute. You got it. You know. Take your time. Do what you must. You're in a car. Yeah, I'm in a car. Yeah. He's in the truck. He passed by me like, get the hell off the road. Get your ranch off the road. Get out of the fast lane, motherfucker. Late drivers like you. Dirt the devil in lots of them. Not one day unleash his anger towards her. Alright guys, something to tell you about these hater dudes here at Fanon. Hell yeah. He's just another hater dude. Sarah Brotherhood, Counterpunch to you. Be safe, be good. Okay, we're coming out of the beautiful city of Waco. What about Wilder said Garrett A. Davis? What did he say to Garrett A. Davis? I forgot. I think I remember, but I forget. Refresh my memory. Hell yeah, you get banned from that mentioning Kurt's name. Unless you're a moderator or you're a donor. Yeah. Switch up here. Damn, this is like a really bad fucking storm. No, Austin Trout's done. He's taken too many wars, too many battles. If he would have done something, he would have done it before now. But what he did do, he beat Miguel Cotto. Okay, he upset Miguel Cotto. He gave Canelo a good fight. He gave guys like Jared Swift Heard an awesome fight. I've seen that live. That was a very good fight. That would be a very interesting conversation though to have. Kenny Bayless versus Cortez. I don't know, I think Cortez would get it. Kenny Bayless is a high strong, but I think he's more of a political referee, Kenny Bayless. Miller's all you got left. Yeah, that's right. We got Charles Martin though. I walk this earth like a god. I would like to see that Charles Martin and Jarrell Miller. Thurman, the black sheep, he out there and instigating Spence in training camp. Yeah, that's what happens, how things turn. And you can hear Errol Spence now. Nobody want to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman ain't got no belt. He ain't got no strap. Nobody want to fight him. Back then, when everybody wanted to fight him, he always talking about he was injured. He just don't get injured again. different divisions. Lewis Ben is all you can compare. Alan Skill, he needs to fight somebody like Dillian White. That's if Dillian White don't give Luis Ortiz the opportunity to fight, which I hope happens. Deontay Wilder needs to fight. He needs to fight somebody, though. He'll more likely fight Helenius. There's always somebody Wilder could fight. And then we'll see all the other shit unravel. But rest assured, if the mediation goes south for him, it's going to be very bad for him. I'm going to tell you why. He would then have to find somebody to fight. And then he'll be left with the other portion of the reason he wants to sue Tyson Fury. But I think Tyson Fury and his handlers won't really give two rats ass about that. They'll be busy putting evidence together, which honestly, I don't think he can win. I mean, I wish the best for him and stuff, but I think Wilder should focus on his career. So, I mean, it depends on what Joshua does. Joshua was one of those guys that they pushed him along, and he was like in a fast, rapid learning program, and his experiences he had to learn on the job, you know, and he was already a pretty good fighter, but he had to learn shit. Yeah, he is focused on losses. You know, that's what they do. People focus on losses, especially when, you know, in the sport of boxing. It's bad. To become a great, you fight the best. To be the best. Beat the best to be the best. AJ is a legend. I don't think he's a legend yet. Lewis is a legend. AJ's not a legend. AJ's just one of the top fighters right now, and he's still continuing his legacy. So, no, not yet. No, Anthony Joshua. Come on now. You got to fight all these other guys. He ain't fought Wilder. He ain't fought which Wilder's been beat. He ain't fought Fury. He's fought a lot of other people, though. You know. Lewis was a class act. Big up England, big up. If Mike Tyson wants to test, I'll put him to rest. Oh, ooh. Did that. He fucked Mike up. The most British Canadian / Jamaican ever. I don't know. I mean, but Lennox Lewis was concerned about the height of someone like Tyson Fury. So, no, but I don't know. I mean, put it this way: do you see Tyson Fury knocking out someone like Lewis in his prime? I don't see it. See, the guys that caught Lewis were like heavy punchers. Oliver McCall was a heavy puncher, solid right. Hasim Rahman was a heavy puncher, solid right. And the punches that hit Lewis, man, those punches probably would have knocked out anybody. Let's just be real. I know Jim Brown. Let him finish. Then we can determine if he was a legend or not. He's still doing what he's doing. Am I cool with Hat Man? I don't know the man. I mean, I like his view on certain things. I think he's cool. very good question. Is there a legendary boxer that never became a champion? Well, I don't know about legendary. There are a lot of fighters that never became a champion, that had the potential to be. Tony Ayala, I think he's from San Antonio, I want to say. I'm not sure where he was from, but he was very, very gifted. But he had problems. He had problems like he had inner demons, definitely. He's in prison now. Sam Langford, okay? Howard Davis Jr. Buster Douglas legend. Well, he became a champion though. To beat Mike Tyson. I think Fury will beat Joshua. I might be wrong. I like Joshua, but I can see Fury coming with a Crunk's plan in combination with his own defense talent. That could be. It would be a thing to see. But if Tyson Fury beats Anthony Joshua, I don't want to hear shit about. I won't go against him anymore. And then the one time I probably would be like, oh, nobody ain't gonna beat him. Somebody's gonna come around and knock his ass out. That is what happens in boxing. It ain't the people that you think. Just because fights are the biggest doesn't mean that that's gonna be the best outcome for those fighters. Because everybody wants certain fighters to do certain things. In fact, who do you think did a better job of fighting Mayweather? Marcos Maidana in their first fight, or Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather? There you go. Yeah, Manny is a legend. He is a freaking legend. Kurt, you look tired. I'm all right. The thing is, it's getting behind trucks because they track all the snow and shit off the ground at your windshield. Yeah, Maidana, exactly. But Maidana wasn't that guy that everybody wanted to see him fight. He was just another opponent for Floyd. So that could happen. He might beat Joshua and then fight someone like White and get knocked the fuck out. It's so crazy. Boxing is like that. And then White, I told you I was gonna knock him out. I told you he was a big bitch. Tyson Fury, I knocked him out before. I know I could do it again. He's a big, lanky, bald-headed piece of shit. And I showed him in his place. And he's going to have to give me more money, 60-40 for a rematch. But yeah, guys, it's been fun. I'm gonna get on down the road. I'm gonna try anyway. Yeah, look at this. Look at this truck. This truck is flying. Like, dude, where the fuck are you going? Igor, yeah, Ike Barabucci was a freaking monster. But I'm gonna get on down this road, guys. This has been a great live stream. Appreciate you guys hanging there with me, hanging tough. You guys, everybody has been counterpunched. Have a good day, and I will drop another video on my way. Peace!